You guys know how I love the Mew and Shuttle Flip cheese with the Rotom. However, is Tympole better than the Mew Shuttle Flip cheese? What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. And before we even get into today's episode, Jake90, if you guys play Jake90, have no mercy on this man because of what he's about to do to me. He's going to BM me. Take a look at his deck. Take a look at my deck. I'm just messing around. Let's explain my deck real quick, all right? So I was a few points away from getting the EX Gyarados. So I was like, you know what? I want to do something that's going to kind of get me in the mood for the Gyarados. So let's use a water deck. And I kind of want to use some waterfall cheese with the Gyarados. So I was thinking, what Pokemon has waterfall? Well, I chose Goldeen. Now, Goldeen has a large waterfall. I think it has the biggest waterfall in the game. And we're going to be rocking the Rotom. And the Rotom is what's going to enable us to try and get some waterfall cheese. So that's the theme for this deck that I've been creating. And then we do have Tympole. Now, Tympole is a very interesting Pokemon. We featured it a long time ago. I can't remember if it was Melty who was using it or if it was Tarvel. I don't remember who was using it. But Tympole's kind of an interesting mon. Let's take a look at what it could do with primarily the attack. The Danger Signal. Look at mine's level 10. They put everything into the Danger Signal. So what it does is one of your Seismitoad, Palpitoad, or Tympole that is not asleep or frozen may be moved within their MP range. That Pokemon gained weight. So here's what I thought. You have your Tympole on the board. It gets attacked. It lands Danger Signal. And then you have to have a friendly Palpitoad or another Tympole or a Seismitoad, and it moves within their MP range. What I didn't know is that this actually can, like, it pertains to itself. So if I land Danger Signal, I get to move 3 MP because I am a 3 MP figure. It's with my MP range. Whereas Mew and Shuttle Flip, granted, it is a blue, so blue wins everything. But Mew is only able to move 1 to 2 steps away, where I can move 1, 2, or 3 steps away with the Tympole. And it is a 2-star purple, so it's not that bad. So that's the premise of this deck. We were still rocking Golisopod because it got buffed. I wanted to use it. I wanted to get some cheese with it because if you attack it and you have something on the bench, you can switch figures. So I wanted it to be out here. I wanted to be actually over here. I wanted to have everybody into a Watermon at Water Machine. They would attack me. I'd switch with the Goldeen, and then I would hop over with the Goldeen because I can move through Watermons, and then I would attack with the Waterfall and try to get some cheese here. So that was like the premise of the deck. It just didn't do so well. So we're going against Jake90 here, and Jake90 here pretty much has the win. I have like one last hurrah. We're going to X-Speed with our Wash Rotom into the Aerodactyl, hopefully that it gets the taunt. And this man just out-damages me with a Stone Edge. Now, instead of taking the entry point, this man has the audacity to Mega Evolve the Dactyl, skip over the goal, and surround my Resolute form. This guy. So if you guys run into Jake90, have no mercy on him. And if you do beat him, please let me know. Please send me a duel ID, all right? Let's jump into today's episode now. We do have a few boosters to open up. I do want to let you guys know, I believe the Queen's Cup is coming out today. I believe in 4 hours we're going to be getting the Queen's Cup because it is the 20th. I think it's going to be out at 8 a.m. UTC. So we do look forward to that. And tomorrow we're going to stream. And we're going to feature Gyarados. And we're going to be rocking a flying deck. This is a flying deck that I'm probably going to be using with the Gyarados. And I also want to rock a water deck as well. So we'll have some fun streaming. Oh, and we're going to reveal the winner of the bug catching contest tomorrow in stream. If you're not in stream, that's okay. I'll also hit you up on Discord or whatever if you win and you're not in stream. But we're going to reveal the winner of the bug catching contest. And I do want to talk about Pokemon Duel, the future of Pokemon Duel, because there was like a business. They posted it on Reddit. I'll leave the link in the description below. And it's like their business overview, what their net sales are, and what they project for 2020. So I kind of want to talk about the future of Pokemon Duel. So tomorrow's stream, bug catching contest winner, the future of Pokemon Duel, and we'll be testing out some Gyarados decks. And let's pull from this gold booster, which I've actually been saving for like 3 days just to get a rare. just to get a Dratini. But Dratini, catching Dratini in the main series was always fun because it was super rare. But bro, come on, I don't really want Dratini in this game. Although it does have the, what is it, the freeze tail. That's pretty nice. But all right, strap in. We have 4 matches. They're relatively short. One is pretty like average, but the other ones are pretty short because we're gonna be showing off some cheese. Okay, so last night I actually played. I played a lot. I want to say maybe I played 15 duels, just trying to learn how to play with the Tympole and switching out my deck. So this is like the final deck that I created because the Golisopod just wasn't working. It was always hitting its gold, its 50 damage. It never hit Swords Dance. It just wasn't good, and it puts me in terrible positions when I'm moving. When you KO it with the flying blow or whatever it is, you move over the opponent. And I like had the game won, but then they attacked me and I had to fly over them. And the positioning wasn't well, so I still have to get used to it. But so this was like the final deck. We also got rid of the Goldteen because the Feebas. Feebas does have a giant waterfall, and we can evolve. You know, we can evolve into the Milotic, which is not bad with its large blue. And we also switched out the plates. We're gonna rock the Rocky Helmet. I think Rocky Helmet's a very important plate if you want to rock with the Gyarados, because you're going to evolve from the Magikarp, because I think it's real imperative to have a 3-star Hurricane. So the Rocky Helmet's just going to allow you to KO a figure while you get the evolution. So this is the final deck that I was running with last night. And take a look at my opponent. He's rocking the double Lunala. So we can't use Tympole on these 2 figures, and we can't really use it on Combusken. I mean, we could use it on Combusken, but we mostly want to use it on the Magikarp or the Fracture. So let's see how this match unfolds. My opponent makes a mistake here and opens up with the Fracture. I think Fracture should be in the center. I don't know why he moved it here, and he just basically gave me a lane. So I'm like, all right, we're just going to bring on the Rotom, and you guys already know what's going to happen. He has to cover up goal, or it's pretty much GG, boys, because we're going to attack into the Fracture. Well, we have to attack into the Fracture. So he doesn't cover up and brings a Lunala, and this is what we're going to do. We have a DC. We only have 1 DC, so it doesn't work. It's kind of bad, but we have pretty decent odds because I am level 10, and we hit the Danger Signal right away, and we just get to move and walk right onto the board. And I also gain weight. That's why you can see the little animation of the Tympole. So let's jump into this second match. This second match, this was actually the last match of the night. This was the last match to get me above 4K in monthly, so I could finally go to bed. It was like 1 in the morning, dude. I started playing around like 11 probably, but it was 1 in the morning. It was the last match, and I had to win. Otherwise, I would have only gotten like 4 points. I was like, dude, can it please be like an easy match so we can go to bed and get this Gyarados. But take a look at my opponent, saying he's rocking like the annoying deck, man. He's got 3-chain level 10 Gardevoirs. That's not that. This is level 10, so he's got a pretty scary deck. He's got the Recycle. He's got the Elimination deck. He's got the Mega Altairs and Mega Gardevoirs, and I was like, dude, this is going to be a very annoying because of this thing's ability. You opposing Pokemon cannot MP move through this Pokemon using the effect of an ability. So I can't use Rotom's ability to move through figures. I believe I can't. So I actually learned how to play with Tympole towards the end of night, and I think this is how we should play. If you go first, typically what I would do, depending on what my opponent has, and this really only works if the opponents do not have Aegislash. Aegislash is a major problem. You guys already know that. Aegislash destroys this deck. So, but what I typically would do is I would just be defensive right away. I'd put Rotom here, and then that dictates whatever they want to move up. And typically I was getting rushed by Marshadows and Keldeos, and it was bad. It ended bad. So if you have the Tympole, I think this is what you should do. The first thing you should do, if you move first, if the opponent does not have an Aegislash, you move up right here on the side. Because what's going to force the opponent to do is they're going to have to either block off here or be defensive with the on the goal, like move towards the goal. I guess they can move one step right here and rush if they have like a runner, but then you can just, you know, set up your defense and you'd be pretty good. Cats are going crazy. So what I do is I'm going to open up here, and then Sang is going to fall for the bait. They're going to counter. So what it allows me to do is move right up here, and now we can air balloon right away. So he does the right move. He brings on the Gardevoir, who has a large purple, but I was like, you know what? It's the last match of the night. We're going to go for it anyway. And that's exactly what we do. So if you're rocking the Tympole and you go first, go up the right side. They counter. Go on the inside. Air balloon. GG boys. Let's go. Let's jump into the third match. All right, guys. I promised you Not every match is going to be that quick and we're going to win right away, okay? So take a look at this next deck. We are actually going up against an Aegislash. I'm going to show you how to beat Aegislash, and we kind of just got lucky. We'll just put it that way, okay? So here's like the original deck that we were running, and we're going up against an Aegislash. So Aegislash is definitely a problem. I go first, and that's why I'm defensive. I can't really do anything here. And then he brings on the Mew Shuttle Flip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on the Feeny and hope he doesn't attack. He doesn't attack. I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is perfect. Brings on the Abra. Now I'm going to bring on the Golisopod just so we can get some Golisopod cheese, and I have some gold there. And he's going to pull the switch, so I was like, okay, now we have to cover up. We got to be a little more defensive here. And then I bring on the Tympole, and this was bad. This was terrible. What we should have done here, we should have definitely brought on the Keldeo. We should have brought the Keldeo. If we would have brought the Keldeo on, I definitely think my opponent would have done the same move. And then after that, then we could have brought on the Tympole right here. My opponent does not have a scoop up. They don't have any other 3 MP figures on the board. And then we could have went to the goal, attacked. Well, I guess if we had attacked there, we probably would have had. We would have had to gone here. Opponent probably would have brought on. I mean, then again, I think he would have brought on the Arceus, and then I would have taken the entry point. I would have. You guys know I would have definitely went for it. But our Tympole's gone, so things are looking really bad. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to threaten a surround on the Mew Shuttle. He's going to back off, and now what I'm going to do is Air Balloon. I could have changed forms, but I'm going to Air Balloon and threaten just to be aggressive here. And now I'm going to take the entry point here and I attack. See, this was a dumb attack by me. We do get the Flying Blow, and what it does is it puts me in a very weird position. I have 2 Mons on the left side of the board, which is very bad. What I totally should have done is I should have attacked the Aegislash. The Aegislash is a bigger threat. We did have the DC. I should have DC'd the Swords Dance into the Flying Blow, because then what we would have done, we would have been able to take the entry point the following turn. But now I have 2 figures over here that's kind of out of position. But what my opponent does is they make a very interesting play, and they move the Lucario on their entry point. And I'm like, oh, you're giving me an opportunity. So what I'm going to do is we're going to max revive our Tympole, and we're just going to see how my opponent responds to it. And what they're going to do is they're going to change forms with their Aegislash, and I'm like, please don't move here, please don't move here. And he doesn't. I'm like, let's go. Set him up. We got the DC. We're going to DC here. We're going to go for the Danger Signal into the Lucario. Please don't hit your dodge. Let's go. GG, boys. And it feels good. Dude, I actually remember the first time I ran the Tympole, and I set it up. The first match I played, there was a Lucario right here. Went through him, attacked him. He hit dodge, dude. I was so salty. But all right, let's jump into the last and final match. All right, guys, in this final match, I'm going to let you guys know ahead of time, we are not going to get the cheese. This is actually a played-out match. We'll see what happens here. So look at my opponent. Immediately what I noticed is they are rocking the Kyurem Black, right? The Kyurem Black, because he does have the Zekrom. So I got to be careful here. He does have some pretty threatening meta and past meta figures, so we just have to pick our battles here. So what we're going to do is we're going to be defensive here. Should have just been aggressive, actually, with the Rotom. But I'm going to Washing Machine right away because I'm anticipating the Kyurem, the black Kyurem, to, I'm expecting him to use the DNA splicers and take my entry point right away. So here he does. DNA splices, I'm like, okay, he's going to take the entry point. And what it does is it kind of wastes a turn for me, because what I have to do here is I have to be defensive because I don't want to get DC'd and attacked right away. So we're going to move right here, and then my opponent pulls a switch here. I don't know why he pulled a switch here. I don't understand. But we're going to set up the cheese, but he brings on the oh my god, dude, these rolls, dude, I was so upset about these rolls, actually. We should have brought on the Keldeo again to counter because I think they would have brought on the Absol, and then I could have brought on the Tympole the other side. But now they only have 1 turn of water, and my window of opportunity is already gone. But I was really hoping that I would hit the water jump there, then I would have moved right there. We would have been close to threatened game. But he gets the Rock Wrecker, and I'm a little salty here. And what we have to do is we have to cover up, because he can just move here and attack me and cheese me. But he attacks again and again, gets the Rock Wrecker. I'm like, bro, really? Like, we're not going to get this cheese here? Because what I wanted to do, because I put the Keldeo here, I wanted my opponent to bring something here, and then whatever he brought right here, I would have cheesed with the Tympole. But since he got that first initial knockout, it kind of ruined plans, and now they're no longer water. Now I can no longer go through them. Now we actually have to play a match. But what I'm going to do here is we're going to DC. There's an opportunity to win. We have to go for it. I know the odds are not the greatest, and my Resolute's only level 1. Like, I know I need to level my Resolute to 10, put everything into Water Jump, but I don't even have the resources right now. I'm kind of poor. I don't really have that much gold. So things are not looking good for us. We lost our Tapu Fini, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to max revive my Tapu Fini because we want to be able to get our Watermons on the board if they get moved to the PC. But I was like, you know what? I think we're going to attack here. So he attacks me. We're going to attack the following turn. Fortunately, they land a dodge, but I'm like, you know what? We're just going to attack, hope for the Pawnee, and we're going to try and get rid of the Black Kyurem. And we do get the Pawnee. I'm like, no way. All right, let's go. Get rid of this thing. And now my opponent is down. He's down 2 figures. So now we have the advantage, but my figures are kind of weak. Like, we don't have the Fini. We can't just bring everything back on the board. We don't really have anything good. But so what we're going to do is we're going to Rocky Helmet here. And we're going to try and get rid of this, but they get the Bulldozer. Z gauges are still up. So he's going to attack here. Really good odds at KOing me. Hits the dodge again, though. Let's go. So what I do is we're going to attack. We're going to try and get our evolution. They do get the Rock Blast. I'm like, cool. Now we have my low tick. However, Z gauges are up. And we know what this thing can do. So things are not looking the greatest for me. So I think they make the right play. They attack. They get the roll. And I was like, great. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have to, like we have to. We have to Z-move, so I'm going to Z-move right now, get rid of the Absol, but it still puts me in a terrible position because their Z-gauge is up. They can Z-move me and then attack me the following turn because I'm going to have to cover goal. But for some reason, my opponent max revives. I'm like, bro, what is, like, just Z-move? And then I make a misplay right here. That was stupid of me. I make a misplay and don't surround this thing. And I was like, wait a minute, why did I do that? And we get rid of the threat. So that was a big mistake on my opponent and then a big mistake on me as well. I don't know if I necessarily agree with this play. I mean, well, I don't know. I think I would have made it with the Steelix and rush with the Steelix rather than this. But what I'm going to do is we're going to attack here. We don't really have many options, so we're going to Water Jump. We get the Water Jump. Like, that was my plan, to try to get the Water Jump and threaten game, and we get it. So now what my opponent is going to DC here, and I don't necessarily agree with this. Like, just Z-move. Just Z-move me. I don't understand. I guess maybe he probably has better odds of doing this. The DC, because he could have Z-moved and I could have hit my purple. I don't know if the odds were that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe the Absol was a better play. But now they're going to come down. They're going to attack again. And they get the roll, but pay attention to what I have on the bench. So this is my options. I know their Z-gauge is up. I know I'm going to get Z-moved the following turn if I don't be defensive here. So what I decided to do is I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it for the tube. We're going to move our Tympole up right here. I know I'm going to get Z-moved. And the following turn, we are going to Danger Signal into the Zoro. So that's what I'm putting all my faith into this. I'm like, all right, everything's going according to plan. Here comes the Z-move. Let's go. He got me. And then it's going to be GG boys. But we get a clutch magic coat. And now I have the option to protect my goal to be more defensive. But I was like, no, we're doing it for the tube. This is for the tube. Let's go, Tympole. Danger Signal on the Zoro, but Zoro is the #1 gold attacker in the game. You guys already know that, and now I'm super salty. But we have pretty decent odds of surviving here, so I'm not too worried. And we do hit the blue hole, and we choose to confuse the Absol, which I believe we totally should have confused myself, actually. But we're going to rush up here, and we're going to attack again and try to get the Water Jump again. But we get a clutch Aqua Jet into the second time hitting the Sucker Punch in a row. That is why Zoro is the #1 gold attacker in the game, because he's the most consistent gold attacker in the game. So now he's going to D-move here, and I'm just hoping we hit our Sacred Sword. But unfortunately, we do not. We do hit the Aqua Jet. So this game is far from over. But our Popplio is going to be able to move 3 MP. So I'm like, all right, so now we can rush. And now my opponent is going to make a Steelix. And I make a critical mistake here. I definitely should have Z-moved with my Popplio because it would have made their blue and their purple go away. But I decided to attack just normally, hoping for a KO or a sleep, but we don't get it. But my opponent here makes a mistake, and he attacks me, and he negated the fact that I am still running the air balloon. So even though he KOs me, we do have the air balloon, and we are just going to onto that goal. Let's go. GG boys. Look at Popplio. Balloon trick. Popping balloons. Well, actually, not really popping balloons, just making your purples disappear. But anyway, again, guys, tomorrow we're going to stream. We have the bug catching contest winner, player pass giveaway. We have a discussion on Pokemon Duel's future. and Queen's Cup. We'll probably play the Queen's Cup a little bit, and then we're going to experiment some decks with the the Gyarados. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, as always, peace.